Hello, everybody. Tracy, Mrs. JDog Flanagan with you here today. I'm the co-founder and senior vice president at JDog Brands. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Tactical Treasures Podcast, powered by JDog and Vet TV. Our podcast gives veterans, male spouses, active military members, and military family members a voice in the veteran space to speak about their service, how they're affecting their communities post-service, and they share with me a tactical treasure that has helped them in their journey along the way in their military career, business, or life. Today, I'm so excited to have on the podcast Adam Bird, who is a U.S. Army National Guard veteran, having served for 9 years and deploying with his unit for the initial push into Iraq in 2003. Adam transitioned out of the National Guard in mid-2007 to be a full-time single parent to his son and to pursue greater opportunities, one of which was becoming the founder and CEO of Heroes Media Group, a digital media and publishing platform dedicated to providing a powerful voice to community heroes and those who support them. Hi, Adam. Welcome. I'm so excited to speak to you today.
Hi, it's great to be here. Thank you.
Great. So, Adam, can you talk to us about your military career?
Sure. So after graduating high school, I ran out of my college money, and I figured, well, I needed a job because my parents told me I needed a job. So I went and I joined the National Guard. And that kind of started that. I was a transportation guy, so a truck driver, and did that for a little while and got deployed in 2003, about 10 days after my son was born.
Oh, wow.
Came back from that. And I think that the nice thing about the Guard is to kind of open up some opportunities for me. I got to work full time for the Guard for a few years doing a joint counter narcotics task force, I think is what it was called. So that was pretty cool. And then in about 2006, 2007 time frame, it was getting things were getting a little rough, and it was kind of hard for me to get to the drills, and another deployment opportunity was coming up, but I didn't have a family care plan in place. So I got out of the military and became a parent full time.
Right. Okay. So was there in your years of serving in the National Guard, is there one portion of it that stood out to you as being impactful?
I think just it was being able to do things that most people don't get the opportunity to do. Like, you go through basic training, and it's kind of like, okay, whatever. But it was the camaraderie and the people that you meet. Actually, there was one experience with the National Guard one year. We got to work with the Marine Corps Reserve, and we did the Toys for Tots run up in northern Arizona.
Oh,
At the
wow.
time, and that was pretty cool. It was something special. We went all over California we took the trucks out there, got a bunch of toys, drove them back, and went out to the Navajo Nation Indian Reservation out there and spent a couple days out there handing out toys and stuff like that. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Wow. That's really neat. So post-service, you're the founder and CEO of Heroes Media Group. Could you talk to me about how that came to be and what inspired or led you to start that venture?
So I started Heroes Media Group in 2015, but there was a piece of that beforehand. So like in 2012, I had started a company with a business partner, and I don't know if we were the first ones, but we were one of the first all veteran podcast networks back then.
Oh,
And
wow.
we started doing a show. We got pretty popular. More and more people started coming to us asking us, hey, we kind of want to do what you guys are doing. And that's kind of how it started, was in 2012. And then in early 2015, we both just had different views of how we wanted the company to go. So we parted ways. The next day I started Heroes Media Group, and I wanted to keep doing kind of what I've been doing. So I opened it up for not only veterans, but community heroes, or what we call community heroes: law enforcement, firefighters, teachers, first responders. And then there's a clergy piece in there as well.
Right.
And I just continued podcasting and brought a couple of shows over from the old platform, and more people started coming to us asking us to do post-production for their shows. So we started that. And then shortly after that, we got asked if we do audiobooks. Never did an audiobook before, so I figured it can't be that hard. So we started people doing that, and it's it was at first. It was a learning experience, but yeah, I've been podcasting or been in the post-production entertainment side of things now for just over a decade and enjoy it. So
Wow. Wow. So would you say the main content is podcasts,
I
or
would
is
say
there
the
other
majority of it, like
Okay.
90% of it is podcasts. We have a hosting platform. We do all post-production, anything that's related, podcast related, we can help a show or a company do. We have about 50 shows on the network right
Oh,
now.
okay.
And then there's a handful of shows that we white label for and do stuff on the side as well. So it's anything that has to do with a podcast, whether it's video production, audio production, transcription, we can help people do. But I think the big thing about it was you don't have to be in law enforcement or a veteran to be a part of the network. All we just ask is that you support that group and be a part of it.
Right. So is there more than one podcast on the platform? Is that what I'm kind of
Yes.
understanding?
Yeah, we have a directory of about 50 shows right now that are
Wow.
part
Okay.
of what we call the HMG family.
Okay. Wow. Oh, wow. That's really interesting. So does the HMG family have its own dedicated podcast?
No, we don't. It's
Okay.
been Adam's been kind of the one that the 50,000-foot view and the shows that come in. I guess the closest thing that we have as far as like an HMG family podcast would be I do a HMG weekly wrap up live on Facebook every week. So
Oh, okay.
shows that did an episode that week, I'll collect that information from them, and then I'll talk about it on the HMG weekly wrap up for that
Oh,
week.
wow. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's really cool. I like that. So it's kind of a preview of, if people catch that post, they could say, "Hey, yeah,
It's kind of like, here's what you missed this week
here's
on
what you
these
missed."
shows, kind of a thing.
Got
Yeah,
it.
a little
Got it.
highlight action. Yeah.
I love that. So is there content on there that maybe is specific to veterans and military service members?
Yes, we do have some shows that are specific, and it kind of depends on the episodes. If you look at the shows that are on the platform right now, I would say just over 80% of the shows on the platform are veteran-owned shows. They're
Oh,
people
okay.
that are veterans that have been doing podcasting now, or they're just getting started into the podcasting
Right.
side of things. So they talk about a lot of different things, but there's one particular show that I'll mention, Pushing Back Chaos.
Okay.
3 veterans, actually one of the veterans is from Australia, the Australian veteran. They do a lot of veteran affiliated type episodes.
Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. That's really neat. Hello, viewers and listeners. I would like to introduce you to Worth It Hollow. Nestled in Kirkwood, PA, in the heart of Amish country, is Worth It Hollow, a 501c3 nonprofit that was founded by Sarah Worth, who is an Army veteran having served for nearly 6 years. After her service, she witnessed her fellow veterans struggling with PTSD and wanted to help. The mission of Worth It Hollow is twofold: to rehabilitate and rehome equines, and to provide therapy, both physical and mental, for veterans and the disabled. Unlike most equine therapy programs, their horses are in need, much like those that participate in their programs. Worth It Hollow provides a home, much needed care and rehabilitation when needed, and training for these horses, who in turn are then part of teaching veterans and the disabled not only about themselves, but about equine, farming, and general animal care. To find out more about the programs offered at Worth It Hollow and to get involved through volunteering and donation, check out their website, worthithollow.net. And I'll spell that for you, WOERTHIT THITHOLLOW.net. Thanks. Okay, so I understand that you also have two other ventures. I want to ask about those. The first one is a custom suit company that services transitioning veterans and military service members, as well as a beverage company. Okay, tell me about these two companies.
Okay. So the suit company is I got asked by a friend of mine, another fellow veteran, to go in on a suit company. He's been doing suits with his nonprofit for a while, and he asked me to be a part of it. So the company's name is JB Auto Clothiers.
Okay.
And we have a manufacturing facility up in Rochester, New York, and we work very closely with a nonprofit called Team Atto that does they suit up veterans that are transitioning out of the military. And I believe this year to date, just this year, I think we just surpassed 200 transitioning veterans this year. So we do what they call a custom made to measure suit or jacket, like the one that I have on. This is one of the jackets that we have.
Nice.
We do these suit up events, or the nonprofit will put together a suit up event. They call us, we come down, and we will custom fit that person for a suit. So they pick out the fabric, they can pick out the lining, and so on and so forth. And then in about 6 weeks, they'll have a suit that's made specifically for that individual show up to their house.
Oh, wow. That's really neat. I love it. That's great. Tell me about the beverage company. What beverages are we talking about?
So I have I got a coffee line.
Okay.
And we have a gin and a straight bourbon whiskey. So I'll start with the coffee because it's kind of funny. In 2015, I had met a gentleman at Georgetown University. He was a Navy veteran, had a coffee company in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And he's invited me to come down. I got to see the process. I drink a lot of coffee. And he says, hey, maybe you should, pick your own blend. You got a cool logo and we could create something for you. Okay. I don't like paying full price for anything anyway. So the purpose of me actually starting the coffee side of it was because I just didn't want to pay full price for coffee. So I was paying wholesale for it. And then as much as I travel and I go to shows, I was like, hey, this is something different. Like a lot of people hand out pens or they hand out little stress balls. I was handing out little sample packs of the coffee because I just thought it was different.
Different, yeah.
And
I like it.
more and more people liked it, started asking about it. And I was like, hey, maybe there's there's a business out of this. And another friend of mine, whom I think you guys are aware with, might know, is Travis McVeigh from Heroes Vodka.
Oh yeah, I know Travis.
Been a long time friend of mine. He's like, Adam, you need to do a gin. And I was like, man, you're crazy. And lo and behold, 2 weeks later, I'm in Nashville talking to him, and we're going around to different distilleries, and so we created a gin. So it's called HMG Gin, and we're hoping to have that available to other states. It's in 2 states right now, but we're hoping to have that available in about 42 states by the end of this year. So
wow.
we've got a coffee, we got a gin, and then our straight bourbon whiskey. We only do 100 bottles a year.
Oh,
and we
wow.
do a pre-order, and they're usually sold out in about 72 hours. So
oh my gosh. Oh wow.
Thinking about maybe doing more bottles next year because people are getting mad that we sell out of it too.
Oh, that's wild. I've had Travis on the podcast, and we talked all about vodka.
Yep.
But interesting. Coffee, gin, and bourbon. I don't know. I guess bourbon in the coffee will work, right? I don't know.
Yeah. It does.
I love it. That's great. So how can veterans and military members receive a custom suit? What does that process look like?
Well, so if you're a transitioning veteran getting ready to get out of the military, give us a shout and let us know. If you go to JB Auto Clothiers, that's the website, jbautoclothiers.com. Hit the link and you can, myself or one of the other staff members will get a hold of you.
Okay.
The big thing that we're looking for now is we try to find organizations or people that want to do like a suit up event, and we're looking for other companies and stuff that potentially want to sponsor an event. We'll come in, you sponsor an event. Usually there's a head count depending on the location where in the United States they are. But a lot of the times we can do, we've suited 20 veterans in a day. I mean,
Wow.
8 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. We're there fitting people, having a good time, laughing. And it's all when we do these type of events, it's all about the experience. We serve coffee, we have a lunch for them. We walk them through the process, how to wear the suit, why they want it to fit a certain way, and look a certain way, and we educate them on that. And it's all about giving them that full experience, because when you're transitioning out, let's face it, a lot of veterans, when they're getting ready to transition out of the military, you've been in a uniform for so long,
Right.
and
Yeah.
we want you to have we want to give you that next uniform. We want to help you into your next uniform and make you feel like $1,000,000. And it's just our way of saying thank you.
Great. I love it. So I'm assuming that the suits, the custom fit is free for the veteran.
So if we're doing a suit up event through Team Atto, and that's actually a nonprofit, you'd have to reach out to them. That's a separate entity. They'll do suit up events where it's free for the veterans.
Okay.
The JB Auto Clothier side of it is a for-profit company.
Okay.
We work with other businesses, other Fortune 500 companies and whatnot. Will suit their people, just regular people.
Right.
And a lot of the times we'll say, hey, do you want to put this towards a veteran? And a lot of people will donate extra money to have a suit made for a veteran. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's great. Yeah, I love it. Hello, viewers and listeners. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Tactical Treasures Podcast. We are currently speaking with Adam Bird, who is a U.S. Army National Guard veteran, having served for 9 years and deploying with his unit for the initial push into Iraq and in 2003. Since getting out in 2007, he's pursued greater opportunities, one of which becoming the founder and CEO of Heroes Media Group, which is an innovative digital media and publishing platform dedicated to providing a powerful voice to our community heroes and those who support them. Heroes Media Group specializes in podcast production and offers a range of hosting, audio, and video production services, as well as being a publishing arm for authors looking to turn their stories into books or audio. To learn more about Heroes Media Group and to see all the services and content that they offer, head to heroesmediagroup.com. Now back to the podcast. Okay, now let's dive into your tactical treasure. I'm excited to hear what you're going to share with us today.
I knew you were going to ask this, and I've been thinking about this a long time. And I've seen the show. I love what you do, first off. Let me say that.
Oh, thank you.
I think my tactical treasure, honestly, I would have to say is my son. I would say he was kind of my motivation and my purpose for the longest time. And I honestly don't think if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have found my purpose that I have now, is to help other people get to where they want to go. Like I'll always help fellow veterans. If I can give you a shirt off my back, I will.
Right.
Now at my age, I'm a little seasoned. I realize life is short, and I want to live it to the fullest. And what makes me happy is helping other people get to where they want to go and achieve the things that they want to achieve. But I wouldn't have been able to do that hadn't I gone through what I went through as a single parent for 15 plus years. And now I look at my son, and he's just finished his sophomore year of college. He's on an Army ROTC scholarship. He's going to do a bunch of fun stuff that I can't mention, but he's doing a bunch of fun stuff with them this summer. And it may sound kind of cliches or whatnot, but I would say my tactical treasure would be him, my son.
That's a beautiful tactical treasure from a mother who has two daughters. They definitely outline your life and give it purpose and meaning. I'll tell you, that's a great
Yeah.
treasure. I love that, Adam. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that with us today. And you must be so proud of him. Wow. He's kind of following in that military vein of your footsteps. That's really awesome.
It's something different. You notice, or you start to see, he's 20, and now as a parent, as being a parent yourself, when they get to a certain age, you need to get out of their way and let them live their life. And
Mhm.
as a single parent, it was very hard for me to just step out of the way and let him kind of take the lead. But the beauty beyond that is now that he's at that point, I'm not in front of him anymore. Now you're kind of on a parallel, and you're
Mm.
walking side by side, and it opens up a whole new relationship with your kid. He's always going to be my boy, right? He's
Right.
always
Right.
my boy, but he's a young man now, and you know things that we do together now, whether it's fishing trips or whatever, they're a little sweeter. They're a little. It's
Mm.
just a little. It's a
It's
little different,
different.
and
It's
it's
different.
um you granted I'll always be his dad, but now he's kind of my buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. I could totally relate to that. My girls are grown. They're adulting. They both have their own apartments, and one's 24, the other one is going to be 26 in a couple months. And it's almost, in a way, being a parent, it's almost harder now because you're in that advisory role where you're just sort of, helping them along the way, answering questions, giving wisdom and advice, and you kind of have to stand back and let them kind of make their own decisions, and sometimes they take your advice and sometimes they don't. And when they kind of trip and fall, you kind of got to be there to pick up the pieces, but it is, I like to say that my daughters have really become my best friends. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoy spending time with them. And their friends they have a great group of friends. We've been around their friends as well, and they're just great young adults. It's awesome. I totally get what you're saying. Totally.
Uh, I
That's
love it. I wouldn't,
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it for the world. I
that's
think
great.
I think the best. I loved being in the military. I miss it, not every day, but there's I miss it weekly. But I think
Sure.
the greatest uh, job in the world is being a parent. I also
Yeah,
think it's the hardest job in the world.
it is. It is. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, I hate to tell you what's all underneath this lovely color job I have here. It's all gray hair. uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Um, Before you go, so can you let us know where people can find and connect with you? Where can they find Heroes Media Group?
Yeah, thank you for that. Our website's heroesmediagroup.com, and you can find us on every social media platform at Heroes Media GRP.
Okay. Heroes Media GRP. That's great. And one last question before you go. Do you have some advice for your fellow veterans that are transitioning and maybe just struggling as they get out?
Ask questions and reach out. There's, you'd be surprised as you're transitioning out how many people are ready to help. And a lot of times people just want to, like, hey, I just want to take a step into my next life, blah, 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 blah. Reach out and ask for help. And get involved with the community. There's people wherever you go. Get involved, volunteer, stay busy, but more importantly, ask for help, because we're out here. We're
Yeah.
out here waiting,
Mhm.
and we're here to help. We want you to succeed. That's just because you take the uniform off doesn't mean it, it's just a different mission is all it is. You still have your
True.
family. We're right here. We're all family. We're all
That's
cut from
right.
the same cloth. We just have a different mission. Our mission now, my mission for the last decade is helping people get to where they want to go.
Yeah.
Brother, sister, you coming out? Hey, thank you for your service. Congratulations on taking that next step to write the next chapter in your life. You're not doing it alone. We're here to help.
Yeah. Great message. Great advice. I love it. That's great.
Thanks.
Adam, thank you so much for spending time with us today and sharing all that you did. Your treasure was so special, and I love what you're doing. I think it's awesome.
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity. I appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate all you're doing too. Thanks for coming on. Take care.
Thank you.
Hello, viewers and listeners. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Tactical Treasures Podcast. We've just finished an awesome conversation with Adam Bird, who is a U.S. Army National Guard veteran, having served for 9 years and deploying with his unit for the initial push into Iraq in 2003. After transitioning out of the National Guard in 2007, he became the founder and CEO of Heroes Media Group, which is an innovative digital media and publishing platform dedicated to providing a powerful voice to our community heroes and those who support them. Heroes Media Group specializes in podcast production and offers a range of hosting, audio, and video production services, as well as being a publishing arm for authors looking to turn their stories into books or audio. To learn more about Heroes Media Group and to see all of the services and content that they offer, head to heroesmediagroup.com. And don't forget, you can find our Tactical Treasures podcast on all your favorite podcast platforms as well as Vet TV. And we are now airing on Wreaths Across America Radio on Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern and Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. You can also find Wreaths Across America Radio on the iHeartRadio app, the Odyssey app, and the TuneIn app. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on another podcast. Bye-bye now.